All right, my people, welcome back. How four teenagers hijacked a plane to reclaim Abiola'S stolen mandate, and then what later happened to them. All right, my people, the news in details. In 1993, Nigeria's interim president Ernest Shonekan was battling to keep the tumultuous country under control. He had been appointed to that position after the illegal and unjust annulment of the June 12, 1993 general election by the Ibrahim Babangida administration. MK Abiola was the presumed winner of the cancelled election. Four angry Nigerian youths decided to make a statement concerning their displeasure about the election annulment. Richard Ogunderu, 19, Kabiru Adenuga, 18, Bennett Oluwadaisi, 20, and then Kenny Razak Lawal, 19, were the teenagers. They were members of the movement for the advancement of democracy. Richard Ogunderu, Kabiru Adenuga, Bennett Oluwadaisi, and then Kenny Razak Lawal. On Monday, October 25th, the four young men boarded a Nigerian Airways Airbus A310. The flight was from Lagos to Abuja. They boarded the flight quite gently and then waited until the pilot announced that passengers could unfasten their seat belts. It was then they swung into action. Ogunderu, the group's leader, signaled to the boys to take over the plane, and they did with guns. Aboard the plane were top government officials including Rong Yiren, the vice president of China, and then some Nigerian government officials. In the moment that followed, the other passengers were bewildered to hear a voice different from that of the pilot addressing them. Ladies and gentlemen, according to the address, this plane has been taken over by the movement for the advancement of democracy, the rather tiny voice said. Remain calm, we will not harm you. You will be told where the plane will land you. MK Abiola, the presumed winner of the June 12, 1993 presidential election. Well, the air hostesses were so terrified that they almost passed out. They were instructed not to move, else they would be dead. According to reports, a passenger who was inside a toilet remained there until one of the hijackers came and pulled him out. The initial plan was to divert the plane to Frankfurt, Germany. However, when it became obvious that they were running out of fuel, they landed at the Dihori Amani International Airport in Niamey, Niger Republic. On landing, the hijackers met hundreds of gendarmes, Niger police, waiting on the ground at the airport. The hijackers demanded for the resignation of the interim government in Nigeria and that MK Abiola be installed as the president. They also want that they would set the Airbus 310 on fire in 72 hours if their demands were not met. After 2 hours of negotiations, they freed 129 people, including Rong Yiren, from the plane, while detaining the pilot and then representatives of the Nigerian government. Their action immediately made news headlines in local and international media. It was unprecedented in Nigeria's history. The Nigerian police could not initially attack the plane because they were unsure of how much of a weaponry or explosives the hijackers had. After 4 days, the gendarmes broke into the plane and then arrested the hijackers. A crew member, Etel Igwe, was killed during the raid. The hijackers later admitted that they took the action to attract the international community attention to what Nigeria was going through at that time. The arms they were with were later discovered to be toy guns. As punishment, the youth spent 9 years and then 4 months in prison in Niamey, Niger. Shortly after the hijack, Ernest Shonekan's interim government was replaced by General Sani Abacha's dictatorship. While in prison, N'Djamena, the 4 hijackers had no contact with relatives and then loved ones throughout their incarceration. During the period, they learned several skills, but most importantly, they learned how to speak French fluently. Kabir Adenuga also improved his skill for drawing on canvas, sketching personalities, and then painting. Kenny Razak Lawal kept his fashion design prose alive throughout the horrific 9 years. After their jail time, they returned to Nigeria. Ogunderu attended the Alliance franchise in Lagos, where he brushed up his French language with a diploma degree. Kabir and then Kenny returned to Niger Republic, where their knowledge of French and then their professions now earned them a living. Well, in an interview in 2009, Ogunderu said, "Our only regret is that the evil that Nigerians fought against several years back continues to lurk around the country's image. It's unfortunate that our leaders continue to oppress us. The worst being that we cannot even elect our representatives in the face of fraudulent elections and then the daring posture of the perpetrators of crime," Ogunderu said. Alright, and then this is exactly what has actually reached us onto this one. Well, I'm getting a lot of reactions. Yeah. The normal lesson from the above event is that the Nigerian leaders and then government officials are very wicked, selfish, evil, and barbaric. Stealing and the looting of public treasury is now the driving force for political position and the power. We were in this country when the children of MKO, Abiola, APC, and the Tinubu were celebrating Buhari for honoring and then recognizing the so-called June 12 GEJ, who had also gave a name of a university, and then MKO Abiola was roundly rejected. Alright, and then this is exactly what is actually reaching us onto this, my people. What more can we say? Well, let me have your own take on this, and remember to subscribe for more updates if you are just joining us on this channel for the first time. Alright, thanks and God bless.